books along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all the smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, welcome back to another video. John Sinclair TV back again for a fan forum show. And this evening, I've got Tony, I've got Brad, and good evening to you guys.
Good evening, both.
Good evening, John. You all right?
Hope we're all well.
Big up. How are you? Gordon, you're going to have to raise your face up, mate, because you're only halfway. I'm sorry, but I can only see halfway. Yeah, thank you.
My phone's on charge, so I'm in the kitchen, so my phone's on charge.
Fair enough. If it goes off, we know why. So there you go. So big up to Gordon. So guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button as well. If you like the super chat, it's out there for you. I'm not asking for anything. The option is there. If you want to give, if you think it's worth a small donation and you think the channel's worth it, cool. Then you just click on that. And if you'd like to become a member, then click on the join button. 99p, that's all it is. If you'd like to become a member, I've got just over 50 members at this moment in time. So big up to you. I've got big up to I Like Coffee. Macy likes you, by the way. She really, really does. So big up to you. Hi to everyone. Is that your new logo? You could say that. And got big up to Andy B. Even to you, my guy. Hey guys, the owner needs to start paying the money now. We've only got 3 weeks left. Time is running out. If you get Barkley, then that's a step backwards. But Tiger, I'll agree with you on that bit there. Right, that's number one. And for me, I will not touch Ross Barkley with a barge pole. Real talk, because at the end of the day, he's injury prone, he's not good enough. And if we do get him, I love the owners, but I will be disappointed if we get this guy. I'm telling you. Let's be real. Big up to David, by the way. David and Susan, by the way. I hope you both okay. Any news on Maddison? That's gone quiet. I don't know if it's going for a third bid or not. We're going to chat about James Maddison in a bit. And big up to Kevin. I'm afraid I'm one of those. It's very frustrating what's happening since James Spark. It's almost too much. Kevin, it's 3 weeks ago, mate. It really, really is. Just chill out, man. Just chill out. Got into big tickets really fast for the Palace this morning. Sold out, unbelievable. Yeah, I know you are, Kevin. I appreciate your honesty, mate, and I like people's honesty as well. Right, we're going to talk about James Maddison, the latest. What Craig Hope have to say. We're going to talk about fans being negative yet again. We are going to talk about the match on Saturday as well. So I'm going to start with Tony. Tony, but actually, before we get into that. I mean, Brad, was something to say about the fantasy football, by the way?
Oh, yeah. I was going to say to anybody who's interested, we're going to run a small FPL league. I've set up the league, so the code's going to be available.
Can't see that, sorry.
So John's going to put it up, but what we can do as well, we can share it after the show as well, the link on Twitter, so you can just... you can sort of press a link and just join that way if you prefer to do that. So it'll be good to get as many people as we can. Just have a bit of a laugh with it and see who comes out on top.
Sure, smart idea. That'd be brilliant. I'm trying to get the link up as well, but I will do that very, very soon at some stage. And that's a good shout there, Brad. And we'll be looking to that one as well. Thanks so much for that, mate. There's still a lot of time. In the transfer window, even 24 hours, a lot of time in the transfer window. That's when I got the frustration. The frustrating thing is West Ham's just 70 million on 2 players within 2 weeks, and we can't even get a bid accepted. Frustrating. Look, at the end of the day, I understand your feelings, I understand frustration, mate, but unfortunately, we're going to have to be patient like everybody else, yeah? Let the owners do their thing. If they want to pay the money, cool. If they don't want to pay the money, then they're just not going to do it. It's as simple as that. And good evening to you. Bigger to you, Scott, my guy. Will be okay. Everything's fine. Patience when I like coffee. I set up my fantasy Premier League team on the official Premier League EPL app. Good on you, mate. Good on you. Not sure how anyone could have disappointed with the 153 million spent. We've done that so far over Jan and this window. How much did Ashley spend this season before? Because someone mind how we're people. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start calling people out. Like, you know, I mean, if they start being negative about spending money, it's 3 weeks ago, right? Players will come in, right? If you can't, if you cannot, then unfortunately, right, let's be real, then you do what you have to do. But look, they've done 153 million quid, right? Just big up to the owners, yeah? Just be patient. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Can you send me the code? Brad.
Yeah, we can. We'll put it up in the chat.
Yeah.
Out and share it as well on
yeah. I'll let
on
you
Twitter
do
as
that,
well
Brad.
after.
You do that,
great
Brad,
stuff.
on Twitter on here. So far, I'll leave that on to you, mate. Trust you there. And 150 been spent so far, not bad at all. And they'll push him to spend more. Slow progress or process, bit not that slow. Owners have said it takes time. Absolutely. Look at Nottingham Forest, yeah, they're going to come a cropper. I really do. But I still think they stay up, though. Fans need to be patient. I agree. 25 million wasted on Wood, though. Daniel Aston, Ken. Oh, Ken's taking on Daniel. Good luck with that. I like how we struggled to get Hamza Chowdhury before, and now we are linked to Maddison. Cool. And if you leave until deadline day, then any player we sign is a panic buy. Yeah, see your point. I see your point in a way. Tori, start with you. We're going to start with James Maddison, latest news. Now, Craig Hope done an interview on TalkSport, I believe. I didn't watch the whole thing, listed the whole thing. He's basically saying that would you rather spend 50 million on James Maddison? Would it not be better off sending a centre forward? If Callum Wilson gets injured, right, then we're going to start the season or near enough season Chris Wood. Do you think Craig Hope is right?
Well, to a point, I suppose, but you know, at the end of the day, you want these quality players in your team to get your team to the next level. Now, I've said this for a long time. I believe PIF, the majority ownership, they don't want to hang around now. They want to try and get push for Europe this season, I believe. I know that people have said we want top 10, but I believe PIF want to try and accelerate things after the way we finished the last half of last season. So I can see, yes, we need a striker. We need a backup to Wilson, definitely, because there's no way Wilson's going to last 38 games in the Premier League. Not a chance. So there's going to be a time when he's going to be out injured. So we do need that backup. So I agree on that side. But if you've got a quality player in Maddison, then you need to grab a player like that because he can score goals from midfield. He can assist. 12 goals, 8 assists last season in the Premier League, you know. And you still see fans going on about Paqueta. And Paqueta didn't even do as well as what Maddison done last season, you know. And people keep saying, oh, well, Maddison's injury prone. I mean, Maddison last 3 seasons played 97 games. So how's he injury prone? He played 35 last season out of 38. That was 3 games he missed. So how's he injury prone? How's he out long? You know, so I don't know where some of these fans get their stats from or facts from, but they really need to do some digging and homework to look at it. I mean, there's still plenty of time to go in this window. You know, there is strikers out there you can get and bring in. The problem is a striker who comes in is going to have to, unfortunately, be a backup to Wilson because Wilson's going to be first choice striker. And they're just going to have to be patient and wait for that turn. If Wilson gets injured or, say, hits 5 bookings and has a suspension, or even gets a red card and gets a suspension. But there's still over 3 weeks till this transfer window shuts. So my message is to fans, just calm the F down, please, because really, you know, you're starting to get a bit irate over nothing. And it's like, we spent a lot of money already, you know. We spent 93 million in January. We've already started spending the summer. We brought Botman in after a long chase to get him. I mean, you know, we got him for 35 million. Back in January, we'll pay up to 50 million to bring Botman in. And I think fans have short memories and forget all this. And you go back last year, Joe Willock came in on deadline day for 25 million, but that's on installments. So whatever the down payment was, Mike Ashley paid then, you know, even if it was 5 million, that's all we spent the last transfer window last summer. So fans really need to give their heads a shake and a wobble and think where we are now from where we were 12 months ago. Because where we were 12 months ago, we were in a very dark place. We did not know where we were going. We lost the first game 4-2 to West Ham. We went on a dreadful run after that. So I think fans need to get their heads into gear and understand from last year to now where we are now. And they should be happy with where we are now. I still believe these owners will get the players that they want in the club. Negotiations aren't easy. Transfers aren't easy. You can't just click your fingers and get somebody in. They're not that easy. Medicals are got to be done. Contracts are got to be drawn up. Wages are got to be discussed. You know, it doesn't just happen in like 2 or 3 hours. It takes a long time to set a deal up. So until fans realise this, just sit back and let the owners get on and do their job. And that's exactly what they'll do. They'll do their job. Dan Ashworth knows what he's doing. I saw a comment today. Dan Ashworth doesn't have a clue. Well, I'm sorry. Dan Ashworth does have a clue. He knows exactly what he's doing. And you only got to look at what he's done with the FA with St. George's Park. So if that man doesn't know what he's doing, then I don't know why people are reacting like that.
Not only that, they haven't got any faith with Dan Ashworth with Newcastle United. Turn the F off down to Sunderland. That's what I see at them. Do you know what I mean? And so go and support them instead. But some people, oh my God! I mean, I was sending a tweet out yesterday. I think it's Daniel. It might be Daniel, whatever his name is. Right? Tweet that out, mate, because he was being negative. Guess what? He blocked us straight away. He blocked us. Do you know why? Because he can't handle the truth, can he? You know what I mean? Cannot handle the truth, Tony.
Can I just say, John, as well, another thing fans need to look at as well. Yeah. Now, you look across to Merseyside, to Everton, okay? We're better off than what Everton are. Because if you look at Everton, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's now out for 3 months with a knee injury. A player we were linked with. Thank God we're not getting him because he's injury-prone. Worse than Wilson. He's out. Solomon Rondon is out on Saturday because he picked up that red card against Brentford. They've got no strikers. And yet people are whinging on here about us being slow in the transfer market. Well, let's look at it. We're in a better position than what Everton are. At least we've got strikers on the field.
Exactly. Totally agree. We go for this comments as well. I mean, Scott said now we'd rather take Tielemans instead. He's got all your left on his contract from Tony. Daniel said, Tiger, we were twisting the other day that we're going to get hammered off Forest. The window is not over yet. Exactly, man. I guess the main problem with Leicester is they're not bought anyone to Kim Power. So Rodgers, I guess, is bound to be tight with Maddison, Tielemans, and Barnes. That is the thing. And probably also is going for Tielemans as they wait until the end of the window to get their man. Cheaper's got one left on his contract. Forest not going to be an easy game. Dan Aston Tiger. Okay. Does anyone know how big Leicester's squad is, please? They have got a big squad, but I think just trying to trim off the players, the ones that aren't good enough. Leicester owners will be tempted to buy big offer Maddison. It's up to the owners at the end of the day. Who knows? We might get a better player than Mads and less than half the price. Tielemans is a perfect player. If you want to give away £6, and poor consistency levels. Wow. I'm not sure about that one. Evening, John. Hope you guys are good. Thank you, Hansel. He's absolutely right. Tony the Red said that. I never said it would be easy to get, but seriously, you're so negative before. We have even kicked the ball. Have a bit of faith. Absolutely. If I was negative, Daniel would pin us against the wall. Rightly so. Thanks to you, good for the time the people think. Ross, big up to my guy. Hope you had a great good luck to Arsenal on Friday. Give me a break. No, please. Don't know what it is, right? People need to be calm, just calm. Thank you very much indeed, Scott. Thank you so much indeed for that. I really appreciate that. And Our small, some minor idiot said about Dan Ashworth. That's why I don't do Twitter. Lee, you'd be better off it there, to be fair. I led this team of 20 years of shy, and now new orders are expecting more. Just wait and see, man. Wait and see. Always bring your A game to an argument. If you haven't got an A grade, don't bother. Yes, you're right. That Everton could be screwed. Brad will accept the cord. Big up to Stephen, by the way. He's a big gooner as well. Newcastle doing business in the right way, not letting clubs take the P overcharging them, and you can see them building in stages. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I like Newcastle and my dad support Newcastle too. Big up to you, Stephen. Lampard with the first man to the board. Saying that Tony, Everton seem to be getting away with it. Newcastle's done 153 mil and now got the 200 million to spend. Brian, hit the subscribe button, mate. If you can, that'd be brilliant. Thank you, man. Man to end worth 60 mil. Lacey said that as well. First of all, Brad, I'll come on to you. Do you think James Maddison is worth 60 million quid in today's market? 2 years left on his contract, by the way.
I would say 60 is probably pushing it, but I would say for that money you're gonna get value out of him. Then I would, yeah, absolutely. But can I see us paying that sort of fee for him? Probably not. So that's where the crossroads sort of appear. But he's definitely. I mean, to say what he's worth, it's difficult because for one, there's been no sort of interest. No publicised interest in him since he's joined Leicester, so it's just sort of there. That's what they believe him to be worth. That they won't let him go anywhere for at least 60, and we're talking at least 60. Maybe even there could be some tough negotiating with that. But if that's what price Leicester are putting on him, then it's in fairness, I think that's probably warranted because he's one of their best players. He's worth a lot to them in that sense. And to entice him away from the club and let him sell and join us, realistically, it's going to be that sort of figure to do that. So, yeah, it's certainly not compared to some other deals that have happened in the past and lately. It's not over the top by any means. So,
okay, some background. That's gone.
Yes,
Good comment there, Brian. Thank you. There's Michael leaving Leicester. Still have 20 players above the age of 21. Needs trimming before they could buy. And Tony says, fair point. Expecting more than Ashley. He didn't outpower. I think he heightened your own expectations. That's Daniel. Don't take on Daniel because you're going to lose. I think Madson's worth every penny of 50 mil. And yeah, totally agree. I mean, but would I spend 50 on Maddison at this stage? Do we need a centre forward? That's what we need. All players are overpriced. Football effed. Sky Sports said before, Man U went on 64 mil for Ronaldo. He's 37, Ashley. Even if we don't get anyone else, which we will, it's been a good window. I'll give the ratings in a bit. Foxy should beat performers. It's never easy. At first, the newly appointed teams, we have dropped points at home over the years. And more Huddersfield, Brighton, Watford, Norwich, and Reading. So say home, but always. Absolutely agree. Gordon, hope you're right, mate. What's your take on James Maddison, mate?
Yeah, 50 million I would take, but I don't think he's worth 60 million less than one. But I just consider Leicester won't sell the best player, but anything less than 60. But I wouldn't pay 60 million for him. I agree with what Brad said. He's a good player, but Newcastle won't go to 60 million.
Yeah, it is. Look, at the end of the day, right, it's a catch-22. Look, I like James Maddison, but if we do get him, it's John Joe Shirley going to be moved on. Sean Longstaff's just on New Deal's going to move on. Yeah, Joe Willock. Let's be real, right? I mean, Joe Willock, I definitely keep on 10%. Do you know what I mean? But one thing I'm going to say, right, I'd rather spend 50 mil on a centre forward at this stage. Do you know what I mean? But hey, I just have to do something about it, because we definitely need a striker. Like I said, if Callum Wilson gets injured, then we are absolutely knackered. It's as simple as that. Ryan, big up to you, my guy. Hope you're okay. And how are you?
Big up. How are you guys?
Big up to
good,
you.
mate.
all right, mate.
I'm good,
Thanks.
yeah.
Fantastic. We talk about James Maddison, right? I mean, we all know that they turned down the 50 million bid from us, which I'm quite shocked, to be honest with you. But would you spend 50 million on James Maddison, or would you go out and spend 50 on a centre forward?
Here's the thing. Where has it been said that we're on a restricted budget where we have to choose one between the other? But if I really want to answer your question, like definitely a striker, because we need one, and two strikers isn't enough, and our backup's not good enough. So yeah, I would go for a striker, but if the target right now is Maddison, I'd go in and get him as soon as possible, because I think the only thing that's standing in the way of us getting them is just the fee agreement. I feel like we could definitely afford his wages. I don't know what he's on or whatever rumored wage he's on, but I'm sure he's probably between like 50 to 100 grand. So like we could a week. So I think we could definitely get him. And this whole idea of like buy all your players before preseason, like every manager wants, or before a season starts, I think every manager wants that. But how many does that actually happen? Like, there's so many times where I see people say we got to get in our players before the season starts. Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think it's ever possible because there's always a bunch of obstacles in the way, like agents, um, like transfer fees, like anything involved. Like we almost don't know. So um, like I'm not a what is it like? I'm patient with this window and like if we don't get a striker or white winner by the end, like yeah, I'd be a bit disappointed. But right now, like I'm not really stressed out at all. I don't know why some people are.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Agree with you, Ryan. Last season we didn't win a game for months. I'm more than sure we will have a good season. If you choose to be miserable and negative, that's cool. But I'm living the dream with this takeover. Daniel, I can't disagree with you there. You're absolutely right. And no way Barkley is leaving Newcastle. That's one. I have to agree, Stephen. Totally agree, my guy. You know what I mean? Absolutely right. John, you corrected me on Ronaldo's age fast. You're a red. No, I'm not a red. Macy is a red, Lee. And big up to Charlie Hotspur, 50 million is fair. Charlie, can you hit the subscribe button, please, if you don't mind, mate? And just click on the subscribe button. It's your first time. So click on that first, please, mate. That'd be fantastic.
You know what? I agree with that too, because it's not like we're overpaying for Madison. I feel like 50 to 60 million is pretty reasonable. I don't really care what we spend on like players that much to like a certain degree. It's more about the wage. And there's nothing really can really do because Leicester are going to sell their players for extortionate amount because top clubs have paid premium prices for their players before. Ben Chilwell, Mahrez, Harry Maguire, for example. Like I'm sure with Harry Maguire, they're like, oh, we can definitely get sell players for that price now, and clubs are doing that. So like, why would they lower their price? And also too, Neymar to PSG also screw up the market big time. And you could say it could decline slowly, but um, I think for me, if we look at Madison particularly, just he's available, go get him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Do you think? Well, now that Schmeichel's left and signed for Nice now permanently, obviously Dubravka's now a target for Leicester. Do you think we could do a deal that way? The only problem is, so if we get rid of Dubravka, it leaves Darlow's backup.
I'd keep Dubravka and Pope for another year competing. I don't know why Darlow hasn't left yet. I guess because wages.
And his long contract.
He's not good enough for second choice for me. Like, I know for goalkeepers, like you probably don't want to prioritize a number two, but you just want them to be solid enough to like cover. I don't think Darlow is that. I think there's a phase where he was, but I feel like that's past it now. Like, I think when Dubravka was injured before, maybe during the lockdown season, like to be fair, Darlow actually did really well. But there's a certain point too where it's like, oh, we need Dubravka back.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, do you really want to spend that all that money on Maddison? I mean, I'd love to have him, but striker should be a first call, then a right side midfielder, lads. Do you know what I mean? And
It could be
just
a
get,
thing for a future too to keep Dubravka as well. Because what if
yeah,
we qualify for Europe next season?
we'll need him. We'll need him.
Yeah, exactly.
We need him. At the end of the day, I know I've seen people on social media saying that Dubravka should be in the part of the deal as well. But he's made it clear they don't want to leave Newcastle. You know what I mean? He wants to stay at Newcastle. Yeah, he wants to be a part of the project. Yeah, good for him.
I don't
You know
know
what I
what
mean?
these. Sorry, John. Is there even like serious things about Dubravka to Leicester? Because like I'm not really like in. Like I saw on Paul's channel yesterday that like some Leicester fans said that they're not even really in for him. But I mean, it could change now just because they sold their number one. But that fan said yesterday that he said Danny Ward is like a decent keeper, and they got some young kid coming up that's good enough. So will they even need a keeper? I don't know. I'm not a Leicester fan. I don't follow any of their any content creators from them. So I wouldn't do it. I think we should just pay straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play straight up, definitely 100%. If you want to play, go and pay for it. Like, about these structured deals as well. All the Premier League clubs are doing it now. But to me personally, I'll just pay it up straight away. That's what I do as well, Ryan. Good call. Leicester need to offload players. The wage bill is too high with the bonuses every season. It's got out of controls, and Newcastle might hold out and get him cheaper. I think Maddison would be great. If you're getting Maddison, Varvia are wicked. Bye, by the way. Quick stop from me. Enjoy the show. Keep respectful. We can disagree, but do the right way. Jules, thanks for popping in, man. And hope you're absolutely good. And let's have a little one. Maddison had 20 goal contributions, more than any of our players. He'll be the best player if he joins. He'll make a difference, 110%. A big difference. How much did Chilwell go for? 50 million. Just got breaking news, by the way, that Cucurella has joined Chelsea for 52.5 million quid from
Really?
Brighton on a 5-year contract. That is a done deal.
Shit.
Done deal. Why Chelsea need left wing backs? They've got a lot of them as well. They've got Tony Alonso. They've got Chilwell. They just do not need it at all whatsoever. And they got one for
The man
£6.
said he's mad.
Madness, isn't it? It's a madness. And hi, John. Can you please pass the message on the Paul? He has an outstanding payment still. It needs settling. Thanks for your time, mate. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, mate, please hit the subscribe button, mate, and then I will tell Paul myself. But I'm seeing him on Saturday. I should tell him. And you do realize there are so many impatience over transfer stuff. People are allowed opinions. If people don't agree, then fine. But don't ask us to go away. No one intended to go away, Kevin. Opinions are good, yeah. But at the end of the day, right, we have got to be patient, yeah. We've done 152 million quid, right, since January, right? And people want more and more and more. Let them do the job. If they want to pay the money, cool. If they don't, then they don't have to do it. It's as simple as that. But players will come. Trust us, Kevin. Players will come. It's still time in the transfer window. Just watch us go the last day. And we'll be doing a live show for that one as well. Yeah, Daniel, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't drive her out, man, because if you get on her nerves, right, she's really going to hit the roof. Big up to Ian, by the way. Big up to you, my guy. Hope you're okay. And we're having a good day, Ian. And we can swap deal 45 million Murph even mad. Yeah, I don't think Ben Rodgers will touch him, by the way. Let's go to Brad. Is it Newcastle who signed a new keeper for 10 minutes? Yes, it was. That could be one of the best transfers done this window, don't you think? I have to agree on that one, Stephen. So, yeah, back on Maddison, right? Do you think we're still getting yes or no?
My opinion now is, I don't want to sound too negative, but I just can't see it for some reason.
Well, how it is, mad.
I can just see Leicester being in the position where they don't want to let him go, and they're in that sort of situation where our owners are going to feel like they're going to be paying something that's over the odds when it really isn't. But there's a big decision to make sooner rather than later, I imagine. But for some reason, I just can't see it happening.
Fair enough. Ryan, can you? Oh, he's getting something. Come back to him.
Oh no, I could talk while I'm walking. I'm just grabbing my phone.
I tell you, let's just get Mason in. So since Mason came in now. Hi, Mason. How are you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good.
I
Hello,
told you,
Mason.
Lord, you
I'm good.
good. I was just talking about Maddison, right? Again, right? That Craig Hope went on the radio yesterday. I'm not going to mention who it is, and everyone knows about it. Do you think he's right saying that we should be getting a striker rather than James Maddison?
I would get both. Obviously, a striker's main priority. But if like we're having these carries on with like Maddison, why can we not just go in for a striker whilst that gets sorted, just to save the hassle? And yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the thing is, right, and is he worth 60 million quid?
For me, I think he is. Because for a player outside the top 6 of his caliber, I feel like he could be, his price tag could be around 60 million, and no midfielder outside the top 6 won't get a price tag like that, apart from say Declan Rice.
Wow, Declan Rice is rated 125 million quid from West Ham. He's got tier left on his contract as well. They need to get him tied down ASAP. Otherwise, do not see that money at all. Look how fast that was done. We're haggling over structures, Aston Tiger and Danielle, only 5 years old. Oh, wow. Big up to Alex, by the way, from Facebook. 58 Maddison. You reckon it's going for 58 million quid. You guys are going on about transfer fees. What about Arsenal? We are paying players to leave. Our outgoing business has been terrible. It has indeed. And me and Ryan love talking about Arsenal as well, by the way. And it's just a statement. You don't need to react and mention any malice. Listen to Jules, Kevin. Listen to Danielle. Yeah, do not take him on, by the way. And thought he would go to City, to be honest. They didn't want to pay the money, Tony. And we beat Forest by outworking them and score the clause, maybe 2-1. We don't have the quality to put teams to the sword yet. Yeah, a question to you, Gordon. Do you have quality to put teams to the sword?
At the moment, no. Only this player we got at the moment is Wilson, and striker wise, and we've got nobody else. At the moment, I say no.
Fair enough. So basically, it's going to take a couple of months then to get right.
Yeah, I think it'll take a couple of months because it's going to take a couple of months for the players to bed in. The new players to bed in.
Okay, fair dues. Fans that complains about lack of signings isn't surprising to me. It's not right, but not all fans understand how the game works. All until they educate themselves that reality football isn't FIFA. Exactly, man. Bring up to Gaz. How you doing, bro? And hope you're okay. Hope you everything's fine. Hope you're safe as well, and your dad as well, and your wifey. You can see Newcastle are moving in the right direction now. Not signing a load of mercenaries, Jordan for big money, aka just Lingard, like we've seen in other clubs. Exactly. And I got Lukey D as well. Maddison needs putting a transfer request for us to get him. Luke, please hit the subscribe button, mate. I think it's your first time on my channel, but hit the subscribe button, mate, if you can. Thank you. Need buy one if Dobbs goes. Darlow is not good enough. Alan have to agree with you there. He ain't good enough. He's not the answer. Getting against Brentford, he was absolutely poor. Honestly, cost us a game. Yes, we're desperate for a striker. Even Callum Wilson said we need more competition, not fun. And that's his way of saying Wood is absolutely shite. Wow. Sums it. Maddison's good player. Newcastle should pay the money. Just pay the money. It might be a little over the top, but he's still worth it 50-55 mil. So just pay the 60. He'll get you extra 12 points at least. I kind of have to see what Stephen's trying to say. Big up to the Gwalt father, even to you. And big up to the Clun lad as well. Everyone's having a meltdown. It's hilarious. We have spent 150 minutes since January. Twan, I'm going to start with you, right? And let's be real. Are we going to end up, I'm going to come to Ryan as well, are we going to end up, right, like AFTV on Twitter?
Oh, well.
It's where we are. It's going to happen soon.
Well, you asking me or Tony first? Oh, you go, Tony.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because I saw something this morning on Twitter to do with AFTV, and their fans having to go at them and everything. And it's like, you know, I hope not. I hope not. I hope our fans are just, you know, I mean, I can see there's a lot of impatience with some of our fans, but as I said, when we first came on air, just calm down. Just, you know, just keep calm. There's no reason to panic. On Maddison, I believe we can still get him. The thing is, yeah, I said the other night maybe 50 million, probably max, but maybe go 55 million. Because the thing is with Maddison, you can put him on the right wing and he can play as a right winger. So he's got that versatility. So then your right wing's sorted out. And then all you got to sort out is the striker. You see? So, and he can play anywhere across the midfield anyway, Maddison. So I think if we can get him in, that'll be a good shout. But the problem is, and eventually, if we want to hit those top 8, we're going to have to start paying big money for players. That's going to have to be the start. But, you know, and that's eventually going to happen. We're going to have to pay big money for players. I saw a fellow Toon fan, I think everybody knows who he is anyway, the Geordie dentist, Mr. Mitchell.
Oh, yeah.
And he reckons we could break the transfer record twice before the end of this window.
I tell you what, Tony, if that's the case, I've got every faith in what they're trying to do, 100%. And for me, the AFTV, like, it's just going to be on a joke. Like, you know, some of their fan base is just absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? But I like some of the Arsenal fans. Yeah, they talk sense. But for me, and it's just a disgrace, man. Absolutely disgrace. But you know, Ryan, well, talking about AFTV, man. I mean, are we going to end up like AFTV? Newcastle fans.
I think we have to be far away from that because the way I view AFTV is, like, this isn't having a go at Robbie or anything, but I feel like that platform kind of lowers the standards of Arsenal where they should be, and it's a lot of people buying into the opinions they have almost, and like thinking like everyone's really good at their team, all this and that, and like saying like top 4 is acceptable.
Big up Alex, man.
I think we're the complete opposite right now, where people are kind of over demanding things to speed up and like get transfers done when that's not the case at times. So I'm just gonna go with a no.
Yeah, you know what it is, right? I mean, not being funny, but there's about three or four people I like on there. Turkish, Lee Judges, Dan Potts, right? And I can't remember the other one's name as well. I like Helen as well. But all of them, most of them are just absolutely paid actors as well on that channel. Do you know what I mean? I kind of get sick of it, you know, that channel. That was hilarious, especially when they get beat. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Tiger's got a good point. Like, the thing is, without AFTV though, like, I don't think any of us would be doing this because it just created the whole idea of giving someone, just get a camera and a microphone, let someone talk, speak, whether it's harsh, overly positive, just to anyone in all cultures. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. But, well, also, there's got to be someone out there to replicate someone like AFTV, whether it's like Newcastle Fans TV or Maddie from Magpie Channel. Like, you don't know, and like, I don't think it'll happen.
Nah, sad, but it is what it is, man. Move on from that as well. We're going to talk to Brad. Brad's been a bit quiet for a few minutes as well. Brad, what's your take on? I'll go read a few comments as well. I mean, there's people on there. Mod, keep it on someone, please. Thank you. I know Tony and they said something as well. And goes, well, playing the Victor card like a Pokemon. Well, listen, Kevin, it's just down to you, mate. Do you know what I mean? You don't upset other people. Like, respect other people's views, mate. Yeah, you got an opinion, cool, but don't have a go at people, mate. Do you know what I mean? Dean Henson, Slater, Man United as well, in an interview, really made himself. I heard that, and I think he was wrong for it as well. And I gave 80 was good or bad. Never watch him. Well, go on there. Check for yourself, mate. Manchester score and just as many goals as a striker. People don't want to sleep on this guy. I want him at Arsenal. And I'd love to see him at Newcastle. He's a game changer and a match winner. I think he's a cracking player, by the way. And I think Alex Sato likes this guy as well. Yeah, absolutely, Tony. Absolutely, mate. I tell you what, guys, watch out, and please, mods, watch out. Thank you, Daniel. Sorry if you're gonna get shot like that, mate. You don't have to move away just because people's bullying you. You shouldn't have to walk away, Daniel. Pets, you know what I mean? Just, you know, but if that's what I do, I should catch you on Saturday, Pets. Love you lots as always. I cannot wait, and I give you a big hug when I see you too. Yeah, I've seen it as well. Where's the mod sort of thing? I mean, Jules not there, Rachel's not there. And Tony, keep your eyes out, mate. And guys, well, Don Robbie has always been a decent. I like Don. I like Robbie, but I think he deserves much better than that. Madison switched his career by joining Newcastle. Possible championship next season. EJ will not be in the championship next season, number one. Not with these new owners. These people are ambitious. They know exactly what they're doing. And for you to come out and say Madison's taking a risk of his career, John Newcastle, you told Willow Gamash that, mate. Tell him that. Tell Nick Pope, Matt Target, yeah? Tell them that is a risk joining Newcastle United, yeah? We've got some cracking players there, ASM as well, yeah?
What's wrong with risks either? You gotta take them in life.
I don't get it.
Otherwise, it's boring.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Do you know what I mean? So I had to put someone on timeout on Fred because you know, he's getting on me mates in the chat as well. It's stupid, absolutely ridiculous. Mason, what's your take, mate, on Madison taking this and say, is he right? EJ right?
Probably not, because nothing's happening in Leicester. They've just sought the best keeper. They could be losing Tillemans. They could be losing obviously Maddison knows, but the only midfielders they'll probably have is Dewsbury Hall and Mendy, but it doesn't look like they're going to replace Tielemans or Papi Mendy. No, but they're going to be replacing on Schmeichel. They've got Ward and they've got some young lad who is actually from Middlesbrough, who is a North East lad.
Okay, yeah.
So I feel like if they lose Tielemans and Maddison, it'll be a sucker punch on who they'll want to bring in for the rest of the window.
Yeah, fair enough. Good comment there, mate. Where do you think you guys think Newcastle will finish in the league this season? For me personally, we get James Maddison and the centre forward, I'm going to say 6. If we don't, and we go to the season with the same people, I think it'll be if. And we're going to go around and table that one later on. And it wasn't AFTV. There wouldn't be any fan show creators, so I appreciate them. That's fair. AFTV, so it's fair. It's true though. AFTV is okay. It's a numpty shouting, blah. That's TV heading. That's from Ian. Lead Judges is box office. I like Lead Judges, by the way. I can't lie. Claude was the best and we realist. I'm totally agree. Claude, Lee Gunner, Kenny Ken, and Jez, for me, are the realist. And Brad Washington as well, by the way. And Pete, big up to you, my guy. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much indeed.
Nice job.
And really appreciate it. Thank you so much indeed. 99p. And you know, he's going to have to do competition. I'm going to speak to Macy as well at some stage. But Pete, thanks so much indeed. Also hit the subscribe button as well if you can. Thank you so much indeed. ATV has been toxic as F, and there's been some proper balance on it, but they changed over the last couple of seasons. They had to the Arsenal fans who abused them after games. Yeah. Sounds like TalkSport today was saying mad away Newcastle spent money in 2 transfer windows, sensible but clever, and some of that was from Darren Bent. Darren Bent talks a lot of sense, but sometimes sort of thing, you know, it can be a bit of a numpty, but listen, Darren Bent's a great guy. Is it Lee Gunner? That one had issues with DT. No ratings for me. Grown men acting like children, can't respect it. Look, I'm not going to talk about DT. Honestly, what he did was shocking. I'm not going to speak it on my channel as well whatsoever. Gosmore as well. Get Maddison now and then by striker Finjan. I'm sure Wilson could do the job until then. We don't know that one. And also the blame is for fan leads that might help Maddison look at the Newcastle's aim behind Newcastle as Andrew. EJ, ceasing to EJ. I'll let you have a word. Luke as well. Barnes is decent, but they need to work about going down the way they're doing. Manson's risking now, but going places. Yeah, I was going to say, I want to talk about, we talked about it last week, guys, about Ryan. I think I spoke to you last week, that fans tagging owners. And what's your take on that, man?
I mean, I think you can. It's just, you just talk to them like normal people. Don't put your cap locks on, say, spend money now. Like stuff like that. Like it's immature, and like that's the problem with online, is that people feel that people can just get away with saying whatever they want because they have no consequence. I know it's not like abusive stuff. Well, some of it anyways. I'm sure if you try to dig deep, there's definitely like some bad stuff you'll see, but I don't think so. Like, yes, they're open to Twitter and you can have your opinion on them, but saying to spend money and tagging them all the time, I think it's a bit stupid in my opinion, and just let them do their job.
Well said. Mason, I mean, this is just not going away. I mean, I posted out a tweet yesterday, right? And I got blocked as soon as I sent that tweet out. Does that mean I'm right in what I said, or is he just bottling it?
Yes. The person who obviously sent that to you, John, is a complete bastard, because he blocked you because he didn't have anything else to say, because he knew you were right. He knew you were right about what you said. So the person who was just behind that account is an utter total bellend.
Monumental bellend, by the way. And let's be real, and I'm not being funny, right? But it's all about the truth. But the trouble is, right, they gives it out, they dish it out, cannot take it back. And that is the thing. And he thinks he's kind of some superstar. He's not. He's just a monumental bellend, an absolute muppet. Do you know what I mean? I wish I'd do a mopping media, sure. That would be up there, right at the top. I'm telling you. But he just blocked us, and it just goes to show that they don't care. So, Gordon, tagging owners. What's your take on it, please?
Yeah, like I said, so the fans, I agree with what Tony said at the beginning. The fans need to be patient and just let these owners do what they need to do, get the right players in, and they're not going to be bullied. Get these players in, they're going to do it in their time.
You know what it is? It's people with too much time on their hands. They're spending their time on Twitter, tagging the owners, and just living on Twitter like the whole day. Like, people actually like have a job and they work all day and they have like other commitments. Like, you wouldn't be saying that, and you would never think about tweeting owners. I've never thought about it.
Well said, Luke.
Me neither.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, right, Brad, I mean, they need to stop this now. I mean, I'll call her out, Holly Taylor, right? I mean, let's be real. I mean, she follows us, by the way. And the thing is, right, I mean, she's just so, I wouldn't say, so negative and just so forefront as well, telling the owners to do this and do that sort of thing, right? Hurry up, because you're left behind. We're not being left behind at all. It's just playing clever and what to do the right business.
No, exactly. Like what Tony said before, look, transfers are particularly difficult to do, especially in the situation we are. We're not just people say, oh, look at this club, they've done these deals, this club have done that deal, but it's completely different players and targets, so you can't really compare it. Some of these players that are signing for Premier League clubs, they're actively wanting to leave the club and they're desperate to get away, and the selling club want to get rid of them. We're looking for players that it's a bit more of a difficult situation, so it's going to take time. But on the flip side of that, we know we're going for the right players that are going to be worth it and really add value to the team and take us to the next level. So it's I don't know what people want sometimes. You can't please people because they'll just complain one way or the other. At the end of the day, I'd rather us take a step back and be sensible in who we go for and be more patient, to be fair. So, and Eddie said today we're still looking at a couple of options. So, just back them. There's still 2 or 3 weeks to really get people in before the end of the window. So let's just there's plenty of time to work on it, and I imagine that we're going to get at least another player in, possibly two, which would be nice. But if not, we go with what we've got, and then there's always a January window to try and work on any other moves. But it'll all fall into place when the time's right. So, and as long as we get the right players, that's what matters at the end of the day.
Without a doubt, man. You know, people need to be patient, need to take a chill pill, just chill. That's all I see. There you go. That's been competing in the European place this last how many years? Won the Premier League not too long ago. European semi-finals. In fact, it's a quarter-finals, by the way. I'll credit you there. That's all facts. Newcastle potential. Look, we are a project, TJ. We're definitely a project. Yeah, that's what we are. Yeah, and that's all there is to it. Yeah, but give a couple years, right? We'll be up there. Let's be real. Yeah, because we're going to be an established Premier League club. We're going to keep on the Bruno Guimaraes as well. We're going to keep on players like Nick Pope, Sven Botman. We're going to get a quality striker at top, believe you me. And I'll tell you what, we'll be absolutely fine. So, like I said, EJ, I've got loads of comments, loads of content. Hit the subscribe button, mate. If you can, that'd be brilliant. And Steve, I'm saying, Pope, is it Pepe? Pope, the goalkeeper, could end up being one of the best transfers in the window. I think he's going to be up there. I think he's going to be a decent keeper, by the way. You know, so yeah, I think he's a great keeper. Unfortunately, John, you always get the idiots messaging the own mate. And the thing is, Gary, you're right, because when you're a podcaster, you're going to get it all the time. Yeah, you're going to get a couple of hits, sort of thing. So I'm preparing for that. Do you know what I mean? And I think I missed Ian's comments. Well, come to in a bit. Is that take the PSG or has he be loaned back to him? No, he's at loan. He's at a season-long loan for you for a permanent buy. Because I watched him beat a team for now and no sign of him as a sub. Yes, he does play for PSG on a season-long loan. And look, trying as well, maybe having to do owners, best policy kid. And I believe it's Alan. No, what is what does do want to be ripped up by all the clubs, and that is the problem. Johnson, Claire, we know that other people going to charge of more money for players. What not even that worth of money. Okay, got through there. Exactly, John. Don't let them know I knew, pal. You're the best. You're best ignore them, mate, and just move on. Exactly. They could take us on, but you know what? They're not going to win. It is, and you hear a wobble. Exactly. Newcastle, Leicester, and players want to join Newcastle United. Why? Because another 1 or 2 seasons they have no chance. Newcastle will keep raising the standards. That's the word. Raising the standards, and that's what we do. This station, Amanda and course, they've many years. Can Newcastle win the Premier League in a few years' time? You never know. You never ever know. And that's the problem we have got. Other clubs are good, and no, we've got lots of money to spend because we're the richest club in the world, the richest owners in the world. We are going to be taken for months, but the ownership of the club are not going to be perfect. Extra money, etc. So it's not worth what people are saying. 50 mil. The Maddison problem is what we've got a problem. The problem is one of our players to last for CE Leicester. They are still owed 8 million. That's a long one. That's a long one. And we should not panic and just enjoy these times we made so far. The owners knows where we are lacking, and Amanda also there for the pre-season matches. Tony, I think he's right there.
Yeah, tagging on as well. It's a great main as well. I don't agree with it. I mean, there's 2 ways you can use it for tagging the owners. So one way you can use it in a positive mind by tagging them, by say, things like, oh, they're doing a great job, or say, for instance, say you want to shout out the match for that little girl or little boy who's having a birthday, stuff like that, or anything that's happening in the community to maybe get the owners, to see it. That sort of things has a positive effect. But when they start tagging them, like, buy this player, get this player, why is this not being spent? Why are you not spending this money? That's where it becomes embarrassing. And that's where people like myself get really annoyed. And I just think it's absolutely disgusting to tag owners on players. I mean, no disrespect, there's other owners of football clubs on Twitter, and you don't see fans of other clubs tagging them and saying, buy this player, buy that player. So why us? And it's just absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like every owner definitely gets tagged, and they get. You know what the thing is, Tony, is that they want to read these good messages, but there's probably too many of like these cap locks, spend money kind of things. Like, they just filtered out tweets that you don't want to read and you just scroll past. And it
Yeah,
doesn't help too when you go on Twitter and like it could be like rival fans tweeting that crap out to our owners. Like, it might not even be Newcastle fans. That's the problem.
that's true enough as well, Ryan. It could be could be Mackems, could be anybody, you know, we don't know. But the end of the day, when on the transfers, just let the owners get on with it and let them do their job, because, you know, that's what they want to do. They just want to get on and do their job, and they're doing their job to the best of their abilities. You know, they've got 14 years of mess to sort out in this squad.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of players that need to go. But the good thing with these owners, and this is what I like about it, we are not clearing the whole squad out in one lump sum. We are taking our time over a few windows to gradually, and eventually in the next couple of years, there'll be hardly any of these players from 2016 in this squad much longer. And that's what they're doing. We're not doing a Nottingham Forest where they've gone out and spent on 12 or 13 players to basically revamp the whole squad and get rid of some of their players who got them promoted from the Championship. That's where they're going to run into problems, because they're basically renewing the whole squad in one go, and that does not work. If it works for them and keeps them up, then fine. But it just seems they just want to make a point by going out and spending money. And also, I don't know if anybody else saw, but Nick Pope had an interview with The Athletic, and he was very positive about Newcastle. He knew of the interest, and he said he thinks he got on Kieran Trippier's nerves by keep asking him, what's Newcastle like? Is it a good city? What's the fans like? What's the stadium like? What's it like to be there? And apparently Trippier gave him a full rundown and said, you know what? Just come. It's a great place. You need to come. And apparently Newcastle was the talk of the England camp, because most of the England players in there said, I would love to play up there. It's a great place to go. So if that's getting well talked about around the England camp, then it just shows you we are being talked about, and they're saying it's a good project as well. And Nick Pope says that's why he came for the project.
Exactly. Project is the word, people. And you know what it is, right? Nick Pope, he's international, he's 30 years old. Goalkeepers can go for 5-6 more years. And I think it'd be an asset for Newcastle United. I still think he'd be a number one keeper, by the way. Eddie's got a great problem there, by the way. Who does he choose as the number one goalkeeper, by the way? Who does he choose? It'd be very interesting. He gets paid for that. He gets paid for that as well. So I'll say Paul away. Going through these comments, I see Newcastle having a promising season, pushing for European places and hoping they get good cup runs unless they come up against Leicester. That is, Scott, I knew you'd say that. Even though I'm an Arsenal fan, love the shirt. Always great panel, no shit, tackling, good crack. So anyone showing hate, give over Grun, stand absolutely in the corner and give yourself a good time to. Totally agree, mate. Absolutely right. Yes, and Roma. I like coffee. Kevin's talking to I like coffee, EJ. What's got to do? Yes, Newcastle will win the league if all stays for a while. The Saudis will not accept being second best to Qatar. That's a fair shout. And not backing Sean Dyche properly in the summer, damaged Burnley. They shouldn't give him to the end of the season at the most. And Kevin's talking to Tony. You lost, yeah, it is by the sounds of it. And this is us starting well, but Leicester on the trophy last two. That's another fact. When the Newcastle last win something, I'm not sure how. Listen, EJ, listen, end of the day, give it 4 or 5 years, and then you soon shut your gob, by the way. Let's be real. I think the Leicester manager and the Southampton manager will get the sack first. That is Brendan Rodgers and Hatton Hüttl. You can see it. The fans are not happy, exactly. And Scotty B, what are your thoughts on first Prem lead manager casualty? Me personally, I see 3. Lampard, Barker Silva, and Brendan. For me personally, I said Frank Lampard, or I would go for Hatton Hüttl.
You know what I thought of? What about Bruno Lage as well?
Yeah.
Me and Foxy were discussing yesterday that we're in the minority. We think Wolves will get relegated this year. I don't think they have it in them. They lose someone like Neves, they're screwed.
Yeah. They haven't they bought anyone this season? Wolves?
I think they got good players, but like I just don't see them. They're not really improving at all. And like I feel like if you don't really improve much as a team and don't make signs that take you to another level, like mentally just affect the players around, and like I think they don't really have goals in them, especially playing at 5 at the back system. Like you're not going to get much from that. Yeah, that's just what I think.
That's a fair shout, Ryan. That's a fair shout. Big up to Alan. Do hit the subscribe button, Alan, if you can, mate. I think you might have done. Some of our fan base needs to remember where we came from. Up until January, we hadn't signed a centre back since 2018. Things are improving. So much needed investment on and off the pitch. Alan, that's a flipping good call there, mate. Thank you so much indeed. And Scott Park could be the first casualty. And for me, I don't think he'll be the first casualty, but he needs to be careful, by the way. He needs to be careful because I've spent a lot of money in January. So it is what it is. So I see Sean Dash is coming back, but who? I don't know. Wolves relegated is unlikely in this opinion. Lampard, Ten Hag, Rodgers will get the chop of the season. And hit the nail on the head. Barker too. And yeah, and I got Straffy. Big up to Straffy, by the way. I hope you were okay, mate. Thank you for subscribing yesterday via Twitter, mate. I appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to talk about Saturday's game against Nottingham Forest. I'm going to start with Brad this time. Go along the way. Nottingham Forest. Yep. How do you think you'll do, and who do you think you'll start the game?
I can see us pretty. The interesting one, I think, for terms of starting lineup is going to be the centre halves pairing. I can see Lascelles start. I can just see Lascelles starting the game. I don't know if anyone agrees, but I just get a feeling that I just get some feeling that he's going to start. I don't know why. I've just got some. Yeah, I just alongside and then which might cause a bit of a scene early doors, but I think overall that it's going to be a bit of a nervy game. Obviously, a lot of expectations and nerves for the first game, but we should have enough to get across the line.
See, the way I see it with centre back competition, I feel like the right-footed players compete with each other and left-footed ones. So it'd be Dan Burn, Watts if he stays, and Botman first, and then on the other side, the right ones, Char, Fernandez, and Lascelles. I feel like those are the ones competing for each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be a difficult one how we play that this season. What you would like to think as the season starts, there's going to be a standout. There's going to be a standout one, which hopefully Botman, I imagine, and the rest's up for grabs, isn't it? Shea, if he continues his good form, should be in line for that right hand side position, or it's Lascelles, I can see. So we'll just see how that goes, but I'm just hoping that it's good to have some competition because we've not been the most blessed in that position in the past. But I'm confident that we'll have enough to get past Forest. Like it might not be the best game in parts, but we'd such as that. If thankfully we've got Wilson fitting up front, so you'd like to think that he's going to take one of the chances we put on a plate for him, and that should. One goal might be enough for us.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Before we come on to Ryan, and Park's already complained about lack of activity in the transfer market. Not a great way to start the season. We know that they just bought Marcus the 30-year from the baller on a 5-year contract for around 10 million quid. So you cannot complain, really, can he? I'm late, Sefton. That's not good enough, mate. But watch on the catch up. Happily hope you smash Forest. I'm going for 8-0 to Newcastle. And Newcastle 3 Forest 1. Big up to Rachel, by the way. Hope Rachel's great, having a good day. Everton looked terrible. I don't know, everyone says so in pre-season, but Everton fans can't be happy with what they see and have to agree there. They're in serious trouble, by the way. Real talk. Sydney Hall starts to Botman. No Botman would be suicidal, surely. He has to start. Lascelles should be nowhere near that starting 11. I would play Kraft ahead of him. Hopefully, Sean Botman, 100%. And Big Force 3-0. He's a wind-up virgin, isn't he? But he's still an opinion there. And probably like Ryan, Botshar in the back. Botman, Lascelles seems to be one pairing. Scott, that's a little optimistic, I think. Hello to Rachel. Big up to Jay Sweet. Hope you're good. Rachel, hi to you again. Don't welcome to you in a bit, Ryan. I think got a chance of winning 9 games in a row before we start getting any severe injuries. Well, Man City, Liverpool along the way. So good luck at that. Like a positivity, by the way. it's a difficult decision to make between Burn and Botman. I'm glad I don't have a headache. 2-1 to I like coffee. Gordon saying 2-1 to us. And Ryan, how do you think the game will go on Saturday, mate? Football's back, people. Let's not forget it. Yay!
I think it might be a bit of a scrappy game at first. First game of the Premier League, maybe a bit of nerves. I think we'll come out top. I think we have the better squad. I think there's no reason not to dominate the game. Feel like we will have quite a few chances. It's just about putting them away. So yeah, I think. Do you want a score prediction now?
Yeah, you ought to go for it, man. I mean, go for it.
Just 3-0 Newcastle. I don't really see much threat from 9 and Forest except for maybe up top and Jesse Lingard, assuming he starts. So yeah, but I expect us to dominate the game, and I think we'll take our chances efficiently and we'll move on. It might not be the best game to watch, potentially, but we never know. We'll see. So 3-0, I think. Callum Wilson with 2 and Alan St. Maximin with 1.
Yeah, fair enough. What about Mason?
For Saturday, just hopefully keep Forest quiet, like up top wise, and we just have to keep that Nigerian quiet. I know he'll be his debut, but I think if we play out with skins against them, I'll just say 2-0 Newcastle.
Cool. Gordon?
Like I say, it's good. I think I agree with Ray. I think we'll dominate them. I say between 2-0, 2-1.
Cool. And
between the two scores, John.
Fair enough. What's that? So you said 2-1, yeah? 2-1.
Between 2-0, 2-1. I'll go 2-1,
done.
like I said before.
Fair dues. Leisure doesn't predict a score, which is fair enough. And Gary said it makes you laugh how now got done when Everton fans invaded the pitch and they never got punished for it. Exactly. Then again, if that was us, we'd have been charged right away. Brad, it came to you, didn't we? Tony.
Yeah. I've sort of put a team down here, which I think would possibly start or be a good side to start anyway. Obviously, Pope will start in goal, I think. We'll have a back four of Trippier, Shaw, Botman, and Target. I think you'd play Shaw over Lascelles anyway. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Brad, but you'd play Shaw over Lascelles basically because Shaw and Botman are two footballing centre halves, if you know what I mean. Good ball players. Then I would say maybe play J7 and Bruno in the midfield. Give Almiron a free role with ASM on the right with Trippier, Wilson, and then Fraser on the left, where Fraser used to be dangerous for Bournemouth because that's his preferred position. And I think ASM and Trippier would work wonders on the right. I've said this for a long time. And I would say 3-0, and I'm going to say 3-0 Newcastle, and it'll be ASM, Bruno, and Wilson to score.
You know what it is, Tony, with the wingers is that expect, and there was part of it last year, expect them to swap wings throughout the game.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see those two together.
Yeah.
I'd probably play Almiron as like a right winger, start him as that, but he'll play more as a 10 because that's the way he plays.
That's his more favoured position at 10.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that comment from how if like we ever went for that kind of front three because like Miggy's just naturally number 10, like behind the striker, and then he just leaves Trippier alone. The only problem is that if the right side could easily get doubled up because he's in the middle, not tracking back fullbacks.
I mean,
we'll see how that works, though.
Yeah, I mean, I know the MLS is a lot different to the Premier League, big standard of football altogether. But you know, when Miggy was in his number 10 position, he was deadly from there. So
yeah,
I'm just surprised he's never actually been given that chance. You know, even from Benitez, you know, through to Bruce Cabbage and then through to
Eddie.
Howe. But
I think
hopefully Eddie's probably seen a lot more of him now in pre-season and realised where his natural position is.
I think he almost was under Benitez, but he just that front three, the three amigos, that was bound to be a good trio. Too bad it ended quickly.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
no, I'm going 3-0 though.
3-0 to Newcastle. We've got Alan as well. You've got to play Almiron, given the pre-season he's had. He's got to have to play on Saturday. I think he'll start as well. He'll probably have to play right. But Todd's going 4-2-3-1. For me, I'll stick to a 4-3-3. I mean, I'll get Willock alongside Joe Willock and Bruno. And then ASM on the left, Miguel on the right, and Callum was at the top. Our front three should destroy Forest, by the way. They
EJ's
should.
having a laugh with the next comment.
What's that? Yeah, I've seen it. Wow.
The only one that outscares championship teams.
Exactly. I tell you what, though. I mean, Chris Will up front. Nah, not for me. Not for me. And I'll go make predictions well, by the way. I'll say it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to say 1-0 to Newcastle. I really do. But I hope it's more goals. But I say 1-0. And I say Callum Wilson's going to get that goal, by the way, and give us 3 points. We're going to need to start well. And if we do that, that'd be fantastic. And I've got one done. Callum Wilson is top striker. If you don't have noodles or hamstrings, how good would you definitely want to be the best in the Premier League? I rate Wilson highly. Totally agree. And there's another long one as well. What problem I've got from ASM? We'll pass the ball players. That's the problem. We've got with Ireland. So, people, Newcastle are not happy to start passing the ball every player, more chances. I get what you mean. Scottish Championship, basically Murphy would score. Newcastle's fans, nobody else. And I think we will finish on that top 7 end of the season. That's fair enough. Well, I think we are going to wrap up there, guys. This hour and 10 minutes. And I just got one more comment from Tony the Red. And so Tony, can you tell us where you're going to find me as, please, for the people that don't know?
Yep. So if you've come on the channel for the first time tonight, you can find me on my Twitter down there, somewhere down there. Tony Tooney 31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back.
Fantastic. And Brad.
Yeah, so you can find me on my Twitter below, BP_NUFC. As always, any follows, very welcome, and I'll give you a follow back. Thank you very much, John.
No problem at all. Ryan.
Just right here, Ryan Rayom. Oh, no, an underscore at the end, too. That's where you'll find me on Twitter. So feel free to message me, talk, anything.
Big up to Rachel, big up to Ryan. Mason?
Mason Ford on Twitter, I'll follow you back if you send us a request.
Big up. And Gordon?
I haven't got one at the moment, so I'm still struggling to get it.
Say it again, Gordon.
I'm still in the middle of trying to set one up. Twitter and all that.
Yeah, fair enough. That's cool. Enough. When we are next on Thursday for the preview at 20-7 tomorrow night. So 27 tomorrow night, it'll be the match preview between Newcastle and Forest. We are going to get 2 Forest fans, I believe, Tony.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, one Forest fan will only be on for about 45 minutes because he's got to dash off to another show. But the other one will stay on for the duration. But yeah, we've got 2 fans on. We've got Mr. Doe coming on, and we've got Stephen from 1865 Reds podcast as well.
Nice.
Fantastic. I really need to follow him as well, by the way, because I can't find him on the socials. So, since I found, I'll have to send them the link as well. So, if you can find them, sort of thing, get them to DM us, and I'll send the link. Because
good job finding them too, Tony.
Absolutely. Yeah. Big up, Tony. Thanks so much indeed, man.
Well, I knew Mr. Doe anyway because I saw him on another podcast somewhere, so and then I picked up on that one.
Absolutely. And So join us out tomorrow, 20 to 7, please. And we're going to talk about the preview. We're going to talk about the new signings, or not all of them, but there's too many to mention. Yeah, Steve Cooper, where they're going to finish the season, and we're going to talk about our team as well, Tony Asinor. And if you like the video, like what you see there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, smash the super chats if you fancy doing it, and you'd like to become a member. Click on the join button as well, please. And listen, we're going to wrap up there. Have a fantastic evening. I should be back tomorrow for the preview. And it's been a good show tonight, and I really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. And until then, it's a goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, all.